This is the power plant of the Koleos Renault 2.5 litre 4-cylinder petrol, chain driven, I think, looking at it, for the cams, timing chain, no timing belt. And I've been told that this could be the same drivetrain that's in the Nissan X-Trails. Anyway, feel free to comment on that if you like. Look, these aren't very common in New Zealand. I think maybe the dealerships aren't so common for Renault in New Zealand. But to be fair, it's been a great car. I've really enjoyed driving it. I've done a few thousand kilometers in it in the last few days, and it's actually ran really well. It handles nicely, and it's really economical. It's got a great driving position, and it's reasonably well appointed. It doesn't have the same lane controls that I had on the Kia Sportage. The Kia Sportage, I think, was actually a really lovely wagon to drive. This is a bit bigger than the Sportage, probably more about the size of the Sorento. Feels reasonably solid for what they are these days. A few crumbs here and there. The leather is pretty good. Of course, it's just leather where you sit, the rest is vinyl, but it's quite tidily stitched, got nice contours, and the seating is comfortable. Electric controls for lumbar, height adjustment, and also for the reclining. Steering wheel controls are fairly straightforward. Cruise control is down here. The button there by the parking brake is the cruise control. Now, this isn't the latest, because the 2023 the screen goes all the way down. It's a bigger screen, it's a longer screen, and all of the radio controls and AC controls are actually touch screen operated. All of these surfaces are soft to touch, so there's a little bit of softness when you press onto it, which is quite nice. But back home, these brand new sell for just under 50,000 New Zealand dollars with all-wheel drive, which I think makes them reasonably competitive when you compare it with, say, the Kias and the Hyundais of that sort of same price range, even with the Mitsubishis actually. It has a CVT transmission, which I'm not a fan of at all, but I've got to say, in this particular vehicle, it actually is very well disguised and feels pretty much like a standard automatic. It's got 7 steps to it that feel pretty much like 7 stages of a 7-speed automatic. You can got Tiptronic, so you can move backwards and forwards through the gears if you need to. Steering wheel is really nicely bound in leather, very comfortable, and also completely adjustable, as you'd expect. Of course, being European, the indicators are over on the left hand side, but I'm used to that with my Mercedes anyway. It's only a 5-seater, doesn't have the 7 seats. And the Sorento actually, so the Sportage actually had the center airbag. This doesn't have that. But it is nicely laid out, and this is only the two-wheel drive, the front-wheel drive, two-wheel drive model. I noticed the New Zealand ones have got more controls in the back here for AC controls. Yeah, so if you're looking at one of these, take one for a drive. This is mainly for those of you that are in New Zealand. I don't know what the markets are like overseas. They're obviously very common here in Australia. All of the rental car companies are using these. Wherever I pulled up, there was always a few of these in the car park, different colours, and they all appeared to have the same specifications. So I imagine this is one of the go-tos for the rental car companies, which says something about its reliability. They aren't going to be bothering with cars that give too much trouble. It's got walk-away locking and unlocking, which is quite nice. Just got to keep the controller fob in your pocket. And it's definitely a European styling. Just locked itself as I walked away. Got the fake rear exhaust, which seem to be quite common. I'm not a fan of that. I prefer to see an actual exhaust. I think the all-wheel drives have got 22-inch wheels. But the body style is quite attractive. I don't think there's any angle of it that I would find ugly or you know, that would put me off buying one. Of course, for myself, I'd be happy if it was an all-wheel drive V6, say a 8-speed auto. But you're just not going to get that sort of thing these days. Everything seems to be going either hybrid or small 4-bangers, like these 2.5s or even 1.6 turbos and things like that. We're just going through that different stage at the moment. Although gas here being so cheap, I've been buying it from anything from $1.65, $1.70 up to $1.90 Australian for a litre of 91. So, you know, there's still a lot of people here driving V8s. Can't blame them. I'll drive one too if the price was cheaper for gas back in New Zealand. Okay, well, I'm just returning this vehicle now to Apex. This is their return yard up here. Get your gas just here at the Alliance. You can just fill up there. You have to have a full tank, of course, on return to these cars, and just drop it off. What do they say? Drop off and walk away. They have a shuttle that takes you out to the airport. So look, if you're looking at a reasonably priced Australian holiday, it works, honestly. It's worked well. I've hopefully given you a few ideas. I've done all of my accommodation as I've gone using booking.com. Typically I'll get my motels or hotels around about midday for that night. Seem to get good deals that way, and I've just haven't gone and put myself I haven't planned too far out. I think that's worked out fairly well, although you may want to be more organized than that. I like to be a little bit more you know, see how we go sort of thing, rather than be too rigid with my plans, because you never know, you might decide to stop off somewhere longer. The color of this is quite nice. Haven't seen too many white ones, but I've certainly seen a few maroon and silver and the greys. Okay, thank you very much for watching this series of videos on my little trip to Bathurst and to the various maritime museums and over to Perth. I'm heading home in a few hours, and I'll be back onto my projects when I get there back in Auckland. Thank you for viewing once more, and thank you very much to all of my subscribers supporting this small channel that I have. I really do appreciate your support, and hopefully some of the content is what you'd like to see. Please comment if you'd like to see other stuff. Catch you later.